Hello everyone and welcome to video 4 of our ISO 9001-2015 Quality Management System training series, which will measure on clause 5, that is on leadership and commitment. My name is Nathaniel Babu, the lead project consultant and a certified integrated management system lead auditor at the Solutions for Smart Businesses. I am delighted to have you join us today as we continue our journey of understanding, interpreting, and applying the ISO 9001-2015 standard in a practical, meaningful, and impactful way. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with your colleagues and friends who may benefit from this training series. Your support allows us to create more high impact learning content for professionals across Africa and beyond. Before we dive deep into today's session, let's do a quick recap of video 3. Last session, all participants were able to understand the importance of organizational context in ISO 9001-2015. They were also able to identify key stakeholders and their needs. They were also able to analyze internal and external factors affecting the organization. And last, they were able to implement strategic actions for quality improvement based on context analysis. So today's session, we do have 4 learning expectations. One, all the participants will be able, by the end of this session, all participants will be able to understand the role of leadership in ISO 9001-2015 implementation. Two, all the participants will be able to develop leadership responsibilities for quality policies. Three, all participants will be able to enhance communication for organizational objectives across teams. And lastly, they'll also be able to empower leaders to support continual improvement. We'll do a quick introduction of today's session. So in this session, we explore clause 5, that is on leadership, as a foundational requirement that determines the strength and the sustainability of your QMS. ISO 9001-2015 emphasizes that leadership is not a title, it is a responsibility. Leaders must shape the culture, set direction, and ensure that the QMS is fully integrated into day-to-day operations. Leadership makes the difference between a QMS that is alive and one that only exists on paper. We move on to the overview of clause 5 structure. Clause 5 consists of 3 core areas. Subclause 5.1 is on leadership and commitment. Subclause 5.2 is on quality policy, and subclause 5.3 is on organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. Throughout this video, we will break each of these down into practical, real-world expectations for leaders. We move on to 5.1. 5.1.1, that's on leadership and commitment to the quality management system. Leadership must demonstrate committed. Leadership must demonstrate commitment authentically and visibly. This involves taking ownership of the QMS, ensuring integration in daily operations, providing resources, promoting risk-based thinking, and inspiring engagement across their entire workforce. Leadership commitment is measured through actions and not statements. We move on to practical leadership behavior. There are a number of behaviors that must demonstrate that. ISO expect leaders to demonstrate their commitment through a number of consistent behaviors. They are supposed to be present during QMS reviews. They're supposed to be leading by example. They're supposed to integrate quality into planning and decision making. They are supposed to remove performance barriers. And lastly, they are supposed to be communicating priorities consistently. QMS leadership must be visible, felt, and auditable. We move on to subclause 5.1.2, that's on customer focus. Customer satisfaction is the heartbeat of ISO 9001-2015. Leaders must understand evolving customer needs, address risks that may impact satisfaction, respond to complaints, and review satisfaction data frequently. A customer-focused culture must begin at the leadership level. We move on to leadership role in ISO 9001 implementation. Top management drives how the QMS is implemented, sustained, and improved. Their responsibility includes overseeing change management, promoting competence, monitoring performance, and supporting continuous or corrective actions. Without leadership involvement, the QMS will not succeed. We move on to subclause 5.2, that is on quality policy. The quality policy is a strategic declaration of intent. It must align with organizational goals and contexts, guide objective settings, and demonstrate a commitment to customer focus and continual improvement. We have been told that leaders must own the policy. We move on to developing an effective quality policy. A strong quality policy must be clear, relevant, and actionable. ISO expects that the policy is not generic, but customized to your operational reality. It must also evolve along with your strategic directions. Now we move on to communicating the quality policy. We need to ask ourselves, how do we communicate the quality policy? This is where most organizations fail. The policy must be communicated, understood, applied, and tested in real scenarios. Posters alone are not enough. Leaders must reinforce the policy through trainings, briefings, and role clarification. We move on to subclause 5.3, which is on roles and responsibilities. Leaders must clearly define and communicate QMS responsibilities. This ensures clarity, consistency, and accountability across the organization. Empowered process owners strengthen QMS performance. We move on to communicating organizational objectives. For employees to contribute effectively, they must understand organizational objectives. Leaders must cascade objectives, make them visible, discuss progress, and ensure alignment with day-to-day tasks. We move on to operationalizing objectives. This step transforms objectives into actions. Employees must know how their role contributes to quality objectives. Practical tools such as SOPs, process maps, and coaching help staff understand their impact. We move on to empowering leaders for continual improvement. ISO expects continual improvement and not occasional fixes. Leaders must create an environment where staff feel safe raising concerns and proposing ideas. Improvement must be structured and systematic. We move on to tools for continual improvement. We do have a number of tools, most of for continual improvement. Key tools include PDCA cycle. This is plan, do, check, and act. We also have 5 whys. We also have fishbone analysis. We do have risk registers. We also have KPI dashboards. And last, we do have benchmarking. These tools allow leaders to make informed decisions that strengthen the QMS. In summary, more so on leadership in ISO 9001 2015, Clause 5 establishes leadership at the backbone of your QMS. To sum it up, leadership shapes culture and direction. Quality policy must guide daily actions. Roles must be clear, customer focus must be central, and last, continual improvement remains essential. With strong leadership, ISO 9001 transforms into a living, breathing management system. As we come to the end of this session, I thank you for joining me in this detailed walkthrough of Clause 5, which was on leadership. I trust you found this session insightful and practical. Kindly remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your colleagues who are also on their ISO journey. We appreciate your support and commitment to excellence. I invite you to join us for video 5, where we will focus on clause 6, that is on planning, which will include risk and opportunity management, quality objectives, and change management requirements. This will be another powerful and practical session, so be sure not to miss it. Once again, thank you and see you in the next video.